against Georgia. So I think Georgia's due. That doesn't mean they're going to win. It just means I sort of think they're going to win it tonight.
Yeah, sometime, boy, you take enough shots, one of them's going to go in, isn't it? One of them's going to finally find the bottom of the cup, isn't it?
And obviously they did not play their best against Alabama in the SEC game, and Alabama played extremely well. So maybe the tide will turn towards Georgia in this one. But it should be a heck of a game tonight. I hope it's one of those that goes down the wire like all the NFL games yesterday.
Ooh, what a
Can
day.
you believe all the overtimes?
What a day.
You talk about picking games. I just happened to watch Mariucci and all those guys in the pre-thing. I've got a stationary bike I do, so I watch all those guys. I guarantee you they missed about 8 out of 10. Every one of them, because they picked a favorite,
Yeah.
And the favorites, they've already made playoffs, so they don't play all their top guys. And Jacksonville had a heck of a game, but Indy needed to win that.
That was amazing, wasn't
it? And they clobbered them. Sometimes you watch Jacksonville play, and you wonder how they went 3 and
14, I guess now.
17 games.
17 games now.
Yeah, because they looked good against Buffalo, and then of course against Indy at home there.
Yeah, it was a weird, wild day in the NFL.
Yeah, it was.
Obviously today with Coach Spurrier here, and we'll take some of your Facebook Live comments as well. We're going to break down Georgia, Alabama, the national championship game. Kicks off about 8:10-ish tonight. And we'll crown a champion. Coach, we'll spend a lot of time with that. But staying with the NFL, boy, Black Monday. Black Monday has hit, unless I missed a few now. Flores has been fired by Miami. Nagy has been fired by Chicago. Zimmer fired at Minnesota. Fangio fired at Denver. Urban Meyer already fired several weeks ago. John Gruden let go, so there's an interim coach that I would think would get that job. But boy, Black Monday has hit hard in the NFL. Flores at Miami, coach, he won 8. The Dolphins have won 8 of their final 9 games, including yesterday, and that still wasn't enough.
It was interesting. It's never happened in history of sports, I don't think, that a guy wins 8 of his last 9 games and gets canned. Oakland Raiders, you'd think as good a job as Bisaccia has done there, that they got to keep him. I think he's
They're in the
really
playoffs,
deserving.
right?
Yeah,
They're in the playoffs.
That team has really played well. Man, they've won every close game. Seems like they all go down to a field goal. The more you watch football, you wonder why those field goal guys that make every dang one of them, they should make as much as a quarterback. They really should.
It comes down to
The game comes down to them all the time, and most of them that stick are really, really good at it. But anyway, the other ones were not complete surprises. I guess Minnesota was a little bit with Zimmer. I think he's got an overall winning record. Denver coach, they expect more there, but they've never had that quarterback.
No.
That could take them. So, it's only 6 openings now, but maybe the Raiders will keep Bisaccia.
Yeah, boy, you would think they'd give him at least another couple of years now. I mean, he has earned that thing.
First interim coach to take a team to the playoffs, and I mean, he coached 12 of the games, 13.
Yeah, he got a bunch of them.
Yeah, they let John Gruden go early.
He got a bunch of them.
He's put together a team that plays well. They play well for each other. Derek Carr's by far played the best I think he's ever played. So, I would think they would keep him.
So a lot going on in the NFL. We're going to cruise back into college football after we get done with our first break. I want to thank all of our great sponsors, including the 2 big logos you see on the screen. Our title sponsor, the Allen Law Firm. They've been great all football season supporting this show, and also
lawyers nowadays try to attract new clients by putting big numbers in front of them. I can do that too.
Loans Studio. I want to thank those folks for sponsoring our studio all season long as well. A lot to get to. Going to talk a lot of championship game. Georgia and Alabama, they get together for the 2nd time this season, but the winner wins the big trophy. That and a whole lot more. We're going to break it down on the other side with the head ball coach. Stay with us.
Lawyers nowadays try to attract new clients by putting big numbers in front of them. I can do that too, but the only number that really matters to me is the one I get for you. I can't guarantee you any particular result because all cases are different. However, I can absolutely guarantee you that if I take your case, I will work personally with you to seek the best possible result because that's what really matters to you. At Allen Law Firm, clients and results are what we're all about. Call me anytime.
All the good vibes we had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila. 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good
All the
vibes.
good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
It's time to thank the sponsors that make College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Luis Tequila, the official tequila of College Sports Today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Luis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the Northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development. Go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Let's get into it. Georgia, Alabama for all the marbles. Before we break it down, though, let me remind you, this coming Saturday and Sunday, the Florida Manatee Festival, the 2022 edition of the Florida Manatee Festival takes place in beautiful Crystal River. Man, they know how to put on a big time. They've got a lot of fun, something for everybody. There's a kids zone, arts and crafts, entertainment, beer gardens and wine gardens, and kayak tours and manatee tours. They do a good job. It's the 35th annual Florida Manatee Fest. For all the information and to help you make plans to get over there Saturday and Sunday, this coming Saturday and Sunday, check out their website, gomanateefest.com. Again, gomanateefest.com. The weather should be spectacular, and boy, they have a good time. They've done it 35 years. Get over there if you're in the area, that beautiful Crystal River downtown. Oh, Coach, you've gone to, you like that area. You like that area over there.
Crystal River, one of my favorite places in the whole state of Florida. Yeah, we used to have our Silver 60, guys that played ball in the 60, played for Coach Graves. We have our annual get-together down there in June, and get on the river. It's the most beautiful river, I think, in the state.
Gorgeous. It really is. Nice area over there on the Gulf side. On the Gulf side, it's beautiful, beautiful. So that comes up Saturday and Sunday. GoManateeFest.com for all details. Shane Matthews was going to join us via phone. He had something come up, so he has sent in his pick, though. He is picking Georgia tonight to win the national championship. Now, Coach, Shane and I tied in our contest.
Okay.
We finished with 101. Coach, you were right behind us with 98 total right. So we are tied. Shane's taking Georgia. I'm going to take Alabama because we got to break that tie. But Shane is on the record. Georgia, he thinks, wins the national title tonight, 31-27. Coach, let's start with Georgia. Georgia tonight, in my opinion, they can't play another game and not get to Bryce Young. They did not sack Bryce Young. Tonight, they've got to figure a way to get to Bryce Young with the football still in his hand.
Yeah, they got to study whatever Auburn did to them.
Yeah.
Auburn defended Alabama probably better than anybody all year. Gosh, they only had 3 points to the last drive of the game. So whatever Auburn did, I got to think Georgia would tinker a little bit with their defense. Of course, their defense is stymied everyone except Alabama.
Yeah.
So look for that. But then again, gosh, who knows how it's going to play out. If maybe Alabama gets some turnovers and Georgia's offense sputters again.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, but boy, you just can't let the Heisman Trophy winner sit back there. He's proved that he will pick you apart if you don't get. And Georgia did not sack him. They did not sack him in the first meeting. I think one of the keys, if Georgia's going to win, that sack number's got to be 3 or 4 when that game ends. If you ask me, they've got to figure out a way. As you said, Auburn got after the Alabama offensive line. Remember, A&M, they won the game earlier in the year when they beat Alabama, and that A&M defensive line took over the game. If you remember that A&M defensive line really took over the game. So that's one area. Coach, we've got the stats up here. Neither team ran the ball very well back on December 4th in the SEC championship game. Georgia only ran for 109 yards. Alabama ran for 115. Now, Alabama was a little bit of a asterisk next to their 115. Brian Robinson was really banged up. Their star running back for Alabama, really banged up. He's healthy. He went over 200 against Cincinnati, and Bama went over 300 rushing the football against Cincinnati. Alabama, I think Alabama's going to try and have more of a running game tonight, and that'll make them tough because they'll be balanced. They weren't very balanced because of the Robinson injury. They threw for 536 or had 536. They threw for 421, but I expect Bama to try and establish some more run.
Yeah, and I really believe Georgia's going to have more than 3 guys rushing.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
you can defend or
Yeah.
you can get after the quarterback. I think they'll mix it up, of course, is what you have to do against good passing teams, and show one thing and play another, disguise. So look for Georgia to move around a bit, but
On
again,
defense.
I think they will get after the quarterback a little bit more than they did first game without trying to give up the big pass.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
Coach, Alabama knows that Georgia thinks they've got to get to Bryce Young, and they can't let him not have a 0-sack game. Alabama knows that. What's their counter if Alabama expects crazy pressure? Is it a quick game? Is it a screen game? What do you think Alabama would? They know Georgia's going to try and get across that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, slants, fades, quick passes, and that's one thing about Bryce Young. Now he doesn't stand right there and hold it. He can find a crack and run with it, and he can throw it before he crosses the line of scrimmage, and that's why he won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was the best quarterback in the nation. So, but they all can be stopped with pressure on the quarterback and disguised coverages and maybe the QB doesn't know where to throw it, and then the rush gets to him.
In the first game, I told you Alabama only had 115 yards. They run the ball better, but Brian Robinson is their real. They don't really have a committee this year. Brian Robinson has been their guy. He was really banged up the last 3 or 4 games, including the SEC championship game. Conversely, Georgia only ran for 109. They put 48 pass attempts on Stetson Bennett's shoulder. Coach, Georgia's got to increase that 109, don't they, to have a chance? They've got to get up in that 150 or 160 range and not have Stetson Bennett throw it 48 times, can they?
They would hope to run for about 200 and pass for 250 or something like that. Those are sort of winning stats. But on the other side, just like Alabama against Cincinnati, the run was so good they didn't have to worry about throwing for 200 or 300 yards. And Robinson, their running back,
he's healthy
yeah,
now.
he was really good. Remind me a little bit of Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Najee looked pretty good yesterday for Pittsburgh. I don't know if you watched that one.
Oh, yeah.
But there's nobody blocks anybody, and he still darts in there, dodges a guy, and makes 8 or 9 yards. So Alabama, there's a reason they're up there. They've had the number 1 recruiting class in America, and they're well coached. So in both teams, this is a collection of the best college athletes.
Best two
Yeah,
teams.
Georgia's probably overall last 4 or 5 years second to Alabama.
Yeah, sure.
Alabama's number 1.
Sure.
So there's a reason these two teams are playing right there.
A couple other stats that jump out from the December 4th SEC championship game where Alabama won 41-24 over Georgia. So the earlier game, Coach, third down. Georgia's got to do better. They were 3 of 12 on third down. Alabama was 50%, 7 of 14. And then Alabama was so efficient they never had to go for it on fourth down. Georgia was 2 of 4 on fourth. So Georgia was 5 of 16 third and fourth down. They've got to increase that. You got to stay on the field more.
Yeah, it'd be helpful.
Yeah.
It would be helpful if you're good on third downs. It gives you a whole new set of downs. So they'll try to do that.
And then 2 turnovers,
Turnovers to
two
none for
interceptions thrown by Stetson Bennett. Alabama zeros across the board, no fumbles lost, no interceptions. So they played a really efficient game. Did did the Crimson Tide. Georgia actually, had the ball about 10 minutes longer and 5 more first downs. But yeah, that prescription is not Georgia football. Throwing it 48 times and barely cracking 100 yards rushing. Now you got to block them to rush. I get that, but
The biggest thing I think for Georgia, and I think they're going to be able to do it, is forget you're playing Alabama. Just say, hey, we're playing a real good team. And forget about, hey, we've lost 4 in a row. We hadn't beaten them. We've always seemed to find a way to lose. And just say, let's go play ball tonight the very best we can. And when it's all over, we'll look up at the scoreboard and see how we did. And I'm sure Kirby's sort of preached that. And whether or not that will sink in, that we're just coming out to play the best we can, we'll find out tonight.
it's amazing you went there, Coach. One of my other just talking points is I wonder how much this falls from the Georgia perspective. Tonight's game falls on Kirby and his week of what he's been preaching to his team. Because I've got noted here, if I'm a Georgia fan, I hope Kirby doesn't wind his team up too tight. Kirby's a type A aggressive guy. So I think, Coach, the easy thing is, damn it, let's go harder than we did last game. Let's play harder. In fact, I'm not so sure that's the approach. If I was Kirby, I might go what you just said. Coach, I love your approach right there. That's probably the message if I was giving it to the Georgia team.
Yeah, I don't think Kirby's done that, though. I think
Yeah.
he's basically said what he's told the media. Hey, we didn't play our best or coach our best, and we're going to try to play our assignments a lot better, coach a lot better. And that's what a coach has to say. He can't put it all on
Yeah.
the players.
Yeah.
When you get your butt beat, you, the coach, and the assistants, we all get beat together. So I think he said pretty much all the right things
Yeah.
going into the game. And now we'll find out if his players really believe, hey, if we play the best we can, we certainly got a good chance to win the game. But if
Yeah.
we don't, got a chance to lose also.
I've noted some games that, obviously Alabama and Georgia played. Kirby's 0-4, Kirby Smart 0-4 against Alabama as the Georgia head coach. And Alabama's won, the last 7 between Georgia and Alabama. But I noted a couple things down, and there's a little bit of a pattern I see here. Georgia, in several of these recent games with Alabama, they've come really close, but Coach Spurter, they've yet to deliver that knockout punch. Let me give you some examples, Coach. Hell, earlier this year in the SEC championship game, people forget Georgia was ahead 10-0. You might be one more touchdown going up 17. That could have been a knockout. Georgia was ahead 10-0 in December in the SEC championship game. Remember the regular season meeting last year. Georgia scored 17 in Tuscaloosa in the second quarter. You say, well, there's a knockout blow. The problem is they allowed Alabama to score 13 in the second quarter. Georgia has not quite delivered the knockout blow now, Alabama has a couple times. They rattled off 24 in the second quarter on December 4th, Coach. Georgia just missing the knockout punch.
Well, yesterday I watched my team, the 49ers, go down 17-0 to the Rams.
Great comeback.
And the Niners had to win to make the playoffs. And they came back, and then Sean McVay, remember when they scored to go up 17? He ran out on the field. He was down there in the end zone hugging this guy. And I was thinking, man, this game ain't over yet, man. 17-0.
No.
And then they come back and lose the game. So remember what John Wooden said. No early celebrations. Wait till the thing's over before you do any kind of big celebration. So anyway, 17 points is not early in first quarter. So that's no big deal nowadays.
And you look a couple more examples recently between Georgia and Alabama, Coach, where Georgia was this far away from the knockout blow, but they didn't deliver it. The national championship game in 2018, when Tua hit Devonta Smith to end the game, that game was 13-0 Georgia at the half, Coach. Georgia couldn't quite deliver that one knockout blow maybe in the third quarter.
That's when they took Jalen Hurts out.
Yeah.
Put Tua came in.
Yes.
And man, you talk about good fortune now. I think they hit like a 3rd and 8 touchdown pass. I think Tua was throwing at another guy, but another guy came by.
Remember
and
that?
Yeah.
Yep. Threw it to the wrong guy. But
yeah, I think so. But anyway.
And Georgia was going to intercept that behind it.
Yeah, Alabama was very, very fortunate that game. And of course, Georgia played the wrong coverage. They played like a sort of cover 2 on that backside.
Yeah.
And Tua looked the guy off and hit Devontae Smith for the winning score in overtime. So It's one play here or there determines the winner in so many games now.
Yeah, one more example. That SEC championship game in 2018, Georgia Alabama. Georgia was ahead 2 points. They were ahead at 2 points in the game, 21-7 and 28-14. One more score, but they couldn't quite get it to probably end the game. And Alabama hung around in all these games. They hang around, and here comes Alabama. Coach, with that, Shane is on the record picking Georgia 31-27. I like Alabama tonight. Couple reasons. Two best players maybe on the field, Bryce Young and Will Anderson, I think, is the best defensive player on the field. And it's hard to pick against Nick Saban. With 10 days, he got 10 days. I like Bama. Shane likes Georgia. I've read some stuff this week from you on some national shows you've been on and heard you. You're leaning dogs, kind of like what you said earlier.
Just I think it's their due after all these years, and I'll pick them by a score of 19-17. Have you realized how many 19s come out all the time?
No.
Yeah, 29s and 19s. Well, it's a lot of field goals, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with a 19er.
So you see
19-17.
You're
With the
seeing
Bulldogs,
you are seeing a
More
defensive, just a slugfest tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more defense in this one, I'm thinking.
And earlier in the show, Coach, you talked about more NFL, but you were talking about place kickers. That sounds like a place kicker game right there. You don't want to miss them.
That's right.
You don't want to miss them in a low-scoring game.
Could be a bunch of field goals.
Wow.
Could be.
Real quick, Coach, before we get you out of here, the SEC is obviously guaranteed a national championship tonight. Two teams from the SEC. That will be 3 in a row for the SEC, Coach. LSU, Alabama, and then whoever wins tonight. So 3 in a row for the best conference in America. And how about this, Coach Spurrier? The SEC, after tonight's game, whoever wins it, Georgia, Alabama, the SEC will have won 12 of the previous 16 national championships.
12 of the 16.
12 of the previous 16 after tonight.
Well, Alabama's got about all of them.
We got a few up, and Florida's. It goes back to the Florida
all the way
double.
back to,
Auburn,
Purdue.
LSU, Florida,
Yeah.
and a bunch of Alabamas. But how about that from a standpoint of strength? The SEC will win their 3rd in a row tonight at some point, whoever wins, and 12 of the past 16 national championships. Before we get out of here, one piece of news you and I talked about before I let you go, Coach, and I'll come back and wrap up the show. You and I talked about. Mack Brown made I think a pretty good hire. Mack Brown brought Gene Chizik. Gene Chizik is going to leave the SEC Now show that he does. He's going to get back on the sideline. He's going to coordinate the North Carolina defense. I like that move. And they've worked together several times in the past, Texas and North Carolina.
Chiz was there as D coordinator before he went to full-time TV.
Absolutely. And I think Chiz was his D coordinator at Texas when they won it all. I think Chizik was.
He may have been.
Yes, he was he was the DC at Texas under Mac. So they get back together. I think that's a good move. I like that move.
Yeah, Chiz is a good, solid coach, and those guys love coaching, so I'm sure he's glad to be back in it, and should do a heck of a job there for him.
And he's 61 years young. He looks like he's in good shape and ready to go. So that's some news. And a good, again, the big news in football is today is Black Monday, they call it, where the coaches get fired. So far, 4 have been let go: Flores, Nagy, Zimmer, and Fangio. And Meyer already let go, and Gruden let go. So there's a lot of openings in the NFL. It always happens. It always happens that way, including Jacksonville, right up the road.
Yeah. Jacksonville and Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, they had interim coaches, and Versace, I just got a feeling they're going to keep him. They should keep him. The entire team seems to play as well as they can every week.
Coach, you remember when all that Gruden stuff went down? That whole franchise was a mess, and he came in and stabilized it. And
had a player get in that car crash, killed a person. I mean, they've had some issues out there, and they bounced back and played extremely well.
And not just him, but I mean, he came in a tough spot, got elevated up, and held that thing together with the players and the administration and all. I get that, but nice job by the Raiders. Yes. Coach, enjoy the game tonight. We'll get together next week and kind of review it. And but boy, a good night for the SEC. Thanks so much to the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier. We'll take a break, come back, wrap things up as we are heading into the final college football game of the season tonight: Georgia versus Alabama.
Lawyers nowadays try to attract new clients by putting big numbers in front of them. I can do that too, but the only number that really matters to me is the one I get for you. I can't guarantee you any particular result because all cases are different. However, I can absolutely guarantee you that if I take your case, I will work personally with you to seek the best possible result because that's what really matters to you. At Allen Law Firm, clients and results are what we're all about. Call me anytime.
The good vibes. What? All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila. 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good
All the
vibes.
good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
It's time to thank the sponsors that make college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Luis Tequila, the official tequila of college sports today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Luis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development. Go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Boy, it's always a treat visiting and talking ball with the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier. We are inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. By the way, brunch. They are now open for brunch on the weekends, 11 to 3, all seasonal now. That is year-round brunch. If you're having trouble getting up here, during the week, busy work week, get over here on the weekends and enjoy some brunch. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We're inside the Coach Spurrier podcast room. We call it the Future Home Loans Studios, one of our great sponsors. Boy, if you're in the market for a home loan, refi, anything to do with that type of financial transaction, go with the best. They have got well over 2,000 five-star reviews. Future Home Loans. Look them up and get in contact with them. They'll be your best friend going through a big transaction like that. Also, always want to thank our title sponsor, the Allen Law Firm, for their support all football season long. Also, Safe Harbor Seafood. Our picks contest comes down to one final game. I am tied with Shane Matthews. We have all picked 173 games this season. Shane and I are tied with 101 correct. Coach Spurrier right behind us at 98. So the championship game will decide the Safe Harbor Seafood picks champion for the 2021 season. Shane Matthews has taken Georgia. I will take Alabama, and somebody will hoist another beautiful Safe Harbor Seafood trophy. And we take that thing very, very serious. Quick, some stuff I want to get out here in the final segment. I'll let Coach get out of here. I've got it highlighted on my page. Shame on me. I wanted to throw this little trivia out, or just nugget. How about Coach Spurrier and his South Carolina Gamecocks are the last SEC East team to defeat Nick Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide? October 9th, 2010. Coach Spurrier and his Gamecocks at the time, they beat Alabama and Nick Saban. Ranked number 1 in the nation, they rolled into Columbia and rolled out with a loss. That is the last time an SEC East team and coach has defeated Alabama and Nick Saban. Steve Spurrier did it October 9th, 2010. How about that? And by the way, another cool things going on this weekend. Coach Spurrier inducted into the Huma Bowl Hall of Fame. Just another Hall of Fame the main man is getting inducted into. So congratulations to another induction for the head ball coach in the Huma Bowl Hall of Fame. Couple quick notes and we'll get out of here. Start to get ready for the big game tonight. Hopefully they're going to kick that bad boy off around 8:10. Broadcast comes on at 8, but hopefully about 8:10 they don't drag this thing out. But looking forward to the big game tonight. Couple news and notes, things we want to get out. I told you about Coach Spurrier, the last SEC East program and coach to beat Nick Saban. I thought that was pretty neat. We know, obviously, tonight, championship game in Indianapolis. Weather's been an issue, even though it's a dome and it won't affect the game. Boy, it has been frigid cold from all reports up in Indianapolis, and that has not made a lot of the fan base on either side, Georgia or Alabama, happy. Man, you spend a lot of money. It's just the roads are tough to travel on from what I've heard. It's just ice cold. You wonder how many more, even domes, stadiums, how many more northern cities will be picked for the championship. By the way, we wrapped up the semifinal games, the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl, and then obviously the championship game is in Indianapolis tonight. Looking ahead, next year, because college football season never ends in our eyes, people that love this show and myself. Next year, your 2 semifinal games are the Peach and the Fiesta, and the championship game will be played in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. So Peach Fiesta next year, and then the following year, Sugar Rose. In case you aren't aware of how it works, and it'll be this way until the expansion, which hopefully is coming up soon, the 6 major bowls, Orange, Cotton, Peach, Fiesta, Sugar, Rose, they are paired together in 2s, and it just rotates. That's how the semifinals works. This year, Orange, Cotton. Next year, Peach, Fiesta. The following season, Sugar, Rose are your semifinals, your 2 semifinal games, and then it'll go back. Orange, Cotton, Peach, Fiesta, Sugar, Rose, as long as this is the protocol for the championship with 4 teams. It'll be changed, obviously, when we bump up. But that's kind of where we're at next year. Peach, Fiesta, LA. So that's kind of the bingo, bango, bongo of the college football playoff next year. But we've got to finish it off this season. We need to crown the 2021 champion, and we'll do that. Closing in on midnight, we will have a champion from the SEC. Again, it'll be the 3rd SEC football championship in a row and 12th out of the last 16 years for the SEC. Total domination. Speaking of domination, people complain about the football bowl group having too much, not enough parity. It's just Bama and Bama wins it and Bama, Bama, Bama. I don't know if you noticed though, the I call it Division II championship was played over the weekend. North Dakota State, they've won 9 of the last 11 in their level of football. So double domination. Alabama in the big level and North Dakota State 1 notch below. That'll just about wrap it up. We'll get out of here. I want to thank Reagan Knight for producing today. We appreciate all of his help. And, of course, the head ball coach who was here earlier, Steve Spurrier. We always enjoy talking ball with Coach Steve Spurrier. We'll get out of here and get back together Friday. I want to look back kind of at the championship game and kind of do a retrospective of the season, kind of a review on Friday. We'll get back in here on Monday with Coach Spurrier from Spurrier's Gridiron Grill and get Coach's thoughts on the championship game and start peeking ahead to 2022 college football. That'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get settled in and enjoy what we hope is a really good all-SEC national championship game tonight. Georgia taking on Alabama. Have a great day, everybody.